When she danced with him, something inside me finally broke. I had watched their smiles grow closer, their whispers deepen, and their distance from me widen day by day. But that night, under the dim amber lights of the ballroom, she didn't even try to hide it anymore. Her eyes sparkled in a way they never did for me, and her hands held him with a familiarity that stabbed through my ribs like a slow blade. I stood in the shadows, invisible in the room where I once believed I belonged. Her sister Maya found me there. She had always understood more than she ever said. When she looked at me that night, she didn't ask questions. She didn't need to. She simply stood beside me, quiet and steady while I watched my wife dance with another man as though she had forgotten every promise she ever made. The music swelled, and with every slow step they took together, the truth became impossible to deny. I was no longer a part of her world. I reached into my pocket, feeling the cold band of the wedding ring, the ring I had once placed on her finger with trembling hope. My hands shook again, but this time from the weight of betrayal rather than the excitement of love. I turned to Maya, who looked both startled and heartbroken when she realized what I intended to do. She opened her hand without saying a word. I placed the ring in her palm, the small metallic circle that represented years of dreams, sacrifices, and trust. It felt heavier than it should have, as though it absorbed all the pain I had endured. Maya's eyes widened, tears gathering, but she didn't refuse it. She understood this wasn't a gift. It was a farewell, as the music changed to another soft, romantic tune. I looked one last time at the woman I had loved more than myself. She laughed at something he whispered, her face glowing with a happiness she had never bothered to show me. That was when I knew there was nothing left to fight for. She had already chosen her path, and I needed to choose mine. I turned away from the dance floor and walked toward the exit, each step echoing like a quiet goodbye. No one noticed me leave. No one called my name. The world behind me kept spinning, and the woman who once promised to walk beside me didn't even glance my way. Outside, the night air was cold but freeing. I breathed deeply, as though I had been underwater for months, and only now reached the surface. It hurt. It burned. But it was real, and it was mine. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't pretending to be okay. I didn't leave her life to punish her. I left because I deserved better than being an option. I deserved a love that didn't crumble behind my back. She had betrayed me, yes, but staying would have meant betraying myself. And so I walked away carrying nothing but the scars she left, and the faint hope that someday they would fade. I never looked back at the ballroom doors. Some stories end softly and some with silence. Mine ended the moment she danced with him, and I chose to leave her life forever.